Hello friends, my name is Echo and welcome to another video. Today we are talking Chelsea. They're planning on letting a lot of people go. Some people have already left and they have a diminishing squad with onsets and ambition to go on and win the Premier League title. So what is next for them? Who will they be looking to sign? What will they be planning to do? Let's have a talk about it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it with a like and subscribe if you haven't for more content coming soon. But now, let's talk about Chelsea and what they do next. Chelsea's predicament is a very, very interesting one. They were so far off the pace of Liverpool and Man City, and now they look to rebuild, now they look to change, as so many people are looking out of this football club. It has been no secret that Roman Abramovich has sold his share or ownership of Chelsea Football Club, which means they have new owners, purchased by a consortium led by Mr. Todd Boehly. Now, this is for a generational amount of money. I think around the proportions of 4 billion euros or 4 billion pounds. It is a ridiculous amount of money, which means they have now full control over Chelsea Football Club, which means they need signings, especially with certain players that are going to be leaving and possibly returning, depending on what happens. But my question to you, to begin with spending that much money, are they really going to invest more money to improve the squad? How much money would they want to improve the squad? Because I have a inkling that it's not going to be like the Roman Abramovich era. I don't think that they're going to want to keep splashing cash because they love the club. I'm sure they do have affection for it and they want it to do well, but I think that's purely from a business sense. They're going to want to turn a profit on this investment sooner rather than later. And sooner rather than later, they're going to want to see returns. And the returns are not going to be seen if they keep spending the likes of Abramovich's money, which was anywhere from 150 to 300 million in the span of 2 years. So where we go from this, I'm not so sure. But we do know that a lot of people are leaving. The first player out of the door is Antonio Rudiger. He leaves on a free transfer to Real Madrid. This has already been announced. This has already been confirmed by both clubs. And it's quite the loss, isn't it? I mean, Real Madrid have got quite a coup there. I think it's a brilliant signing for Madrid. Horrendous for Chelsea because I'm pretty sure Rudiger was one of their best defenders, if not their best defender. He was aggressive, he was good in a tackle, he was able to read play quite well, and he recovered from a lot of his teammates pretty decently as well. He was exposed a couple of times during the back end of the season, but I think that was mainly due to Chelsea's faltering on the pitch and their lack of pressing identity. I don't think that it was mainly his issue. I do think he works in a back three better than he does in a back two, and I wonder how that's going to work out with Real Madrid. But he's going to be a massive loss for Chelsea and Chelsea alone. I think that he was crucial in maintaining that left-hand side attack. I think he worked well with the left wing backs at the time, Chilwell before he got injured, and then they moved over to the likes of Azpilicueta when he played on the left sometimes, and Alonso. We'll get to Alonso in a second as well, because guess what? He's going as well. But I think Rudiger is going to be a big loss, a big miss, and they need to replace him. So who would they go for? Well, there is one particular obvious answer, and that is Jules Koundé, one of the bright stars of La Liga. He plays sensationally for Sevilla. He does very well at centre-back. He can play right-back. He can go forwards. He's really good with the ball at his feet. He's aggressive. He's good in a tackle. And he pretty much would be the perfect Rudiger replacement. He also would mean that you wouldn't need to play in a back three, allowing you to switch up your formation and get more attackers further forward. I think Chelsea have been a bit too more defensive-heavy of late, and I think they need to change their formation to be able to get the most out of their attacking, creative players. Koundé would offer that. He is a sensational player, but pricing him away from Sevilla will be quite the task. Sevilla asked for a 80 million euro release fee, or at least I think it was around that, and Chelsea were not willing to go under that, and I understand why. And I don't think they're going to want to really pay that anyway right now, especially with the amount of money that the new owners have set into the club. Now you could make the argument that if they've spent the money, then they would want to invest a little bit more to improve the squad, because they'll have to improve the squad. But I don't think that's the case. I think they need to offload players. Chelsea have far too many players on their books, and too many of them are leaving on free transfers. I think you need to get some kind of wage bill for them, or some kind of fee for them before you start looking for extra investment after your club has just been bought for £4 billion. Kante, though, is a very good replacement. He is a prime example of a good modern defender who knows what he's doing and is good in the tackle. So that would be definitely a good option. But there are far more people leaving than Antonio Rudiger. You also have the likes of Alonso and Azpilicueta looking to make moves to Barcelona. Barcelona have quite bad financial troubles at the moment, and they can't be spending too much, if anything, on transfer fees, which means that they need to look for free transfers. Two prime ones are these two on your screen right now. They're both looking to leave, and they're both looking to set away from Stamford Bridge. Whether that's because of the shake-up that's recently happening with the owners and the need for change in the squad, I'm not sure, but perhaps they've just run their course with the club. Alonso, I know, was trying to get out of the club more recently, but Azpilicueta, I think, has run his time, and I think it's time for him to move over and challenge himself in another league. We know he's Spanish, so he might fit well with the Spanish league, and he might just benefit from a bit more of a challenge. That being said, that's two defenders that Chelsea are going to be losing. So what would you do? Well, I'd bring up some of the academy players. I think that a lot of them have proven themselves, and a lot of them have shown good worth. You look at the likes of Tomori or Gehi at Crystal Palace, and they really have prospered. So why are Chelsea letting these youngsters go? I think that they should be looking into their academies and into their under-23s to try and find something that will be a cheaper effort than going out and purchasing another player. Obviously, their academy players have done well of late. Reece James, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham is obviously off in Rome doing his thing, playing good football. And they've just signed Romelu Lukaku, who isn't really doing anything. So it's all a bit of a mess at Chelsea, but these two defenders are going to need replacing. I'd look towards the academy. One more potential surprise exit is N'Golo Kante. Now, Thomas Tuchel did an interview about a month ago where he intimated that N'Golo Kante was not fit enough to be a key player for this Chelsea side, and I'm tend to agree with him. But can you really get rid of a player with Kante's quality? Can you keep him fit? Do you need to change something to allow him to be as fit as he can possibly be? Or is it a case of he's just so physical and he relies so much on his athletic stats that his body's just breaking down a little bit as he gets older? How do you think that this is going to work? Because I'm not so sure. We know that Conor Gallagher is coming back and he is an engine in midfield. So is that going to be Thomas Tuchel's answer for the N'Golo Kante problem? Will they need to look for another centre defensive midfielder to try and alleviate some of the pressure and some of the help that N'Golo Kante gave this squad? He's undoubtedly, at his best, one of the best players in the world. And he's definitely one of the best centre defensive midfielders in the world right now. His mobility and his athleticism is second to none. And his tackling ability and reading of the game is some of the best out there. But if he's not on the pitch, is it worth keeping him around? His contract is until 2023, and it'll be interesting to see how Chelsea take this. Will they keep him on a contract and let him leave on a free? Or will they look to get some money from him this summer? I know a lot of clubs will be looking at it. Specifically, Manchester United, I think, would do worse, or could do worse, than signing N'Golo Kante. But the question is, will he stay fit? That's the big question that we have to answer right now, because I think that Chelsea will be okay with Gallagher, Mount, and they're looking to get quite a athletic team going. And if they can't get Kante on the pitch, it might be worth cashing in. And finally, one more potential in is Ousmane Dembele. His contract situation is definitely up at Barcelona, and they are still negotiating on a contract. He is expecting massive wages, ones that I'm not sure that Barcelona want to be paying, especially with his injury record. That being said, if you can keep him fit and you can keep him going, the 25-year-old really would be a valuable asset for a top-tier club. One like Chelsea, who are looking to get rid of Romelu Lukaku, and perhaps Timo Werner, who hasn't worked out for them at the London club. Ousmane Dembele would be a sensational signing, as I said, if you can keep him fit. His wage bill will be high, and his potential transfer fee would be quite a bit. But if he leaves on a free transfer and you get that signing on bonus, I really do think that he could be a decent fit for a team like Chelsea. One with dynamic proportions, a cross into the box, perhaps that little bit of magic that you need to open up a defence. It's something that I think that would work in the Premier League, especially with his pace and power. But the big question mark is his fitness. Like N'Golo Kante, you're really going to want to spend that much money on that much wages on a player that might not be fit. His injury record is notorious, and Barcelona have a big question to ask, or a big question on their heads as to whether they keep him. But so do Chelsea. If they do gamble on Ousmane Dembele, will they be wasting their money on a player that can't really get onto the pitch? Either way, if they do sign him, he'll be a very exciting player for the Premier League club. Overall, Chelsea have a lot to go over. Thomas Tuchel has his work cut out to really rebalance the squad and rejuvenate it. They have the likes of Gallagher coming back. They have the likes of Reece James and Ben Chilwell coming back on the left and right hand side. Like I said, I would change the formation and play with a back four. Sign Koundé so you have a decent back four, and then try to go from there. Gallagher could be your replacement for N'Golo Kante, and then you need a kind of flair player if you're going to get rid of Lukaku and if you're going to get rid of Timo Werner. Romelu Lukaku is an enigma. I will be doing a video on that very shortly, or later on in the summer, talking about where he should go and what should happen, because I think it's clear that his future is not at Chelsea. Or is it? We'll talk about it in another video. But like I said, Thomas Tuchel has his work cut out for him. It's going to be very interesting to follow. It's going to be very interesting to see what moves Chelsea make in the transfer market in preparation for that early start in August. But let me know in the comment section below how you feel about Chelsea's season, how you feel about Chelsea's transfer window, and who you think they should sign. Let me know. And that's it for today. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it with a like and subscribe if you haven't for more content coming soon. As I said, let me know in the comment section below how you think Chelsea's transfer window is going to go and how you think they're going to operate going into the start of next season. Let's get talking about it. You can follow me on Twitter at Zeko64 to know when my videos go live and just have a chat about all things football, Chelsea, anything really, anything football related. So get talking. But yeah, that's it from me for today. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.